£20 for the set, which is an awful lot of money for me to pay out on an item. And when it came to listing it, I had a look at what other people had listed it, and they've been selling for similar sets to the, well, same monsoon by Denby, but slightly different pieces. Been selling for about 75, something like that. But I learned a very valuable lesson years ago. I had a very dear friend who, if we went out shopping together and we saw exactly the same item in two different shops but different prices, I would always go to the cheaper shop and buy it in the cheaper shop. But he would always go to the more expensive shop because he felt that he got a better product at a better price, even though it was identical. Which I always thought was slightly strange. Now I don't know if that's going to go in with... Yeah, I think that'll work. I might just pop a little bit of newspaper underneath at the bottom, where there's some spare space.
Just so you don't get any rattling.
Well, it shouldn't rattle anyway.
No.
Oh, now I've got
no,
the rattling bog now. Oh. If you haven't watched the YouTube, this is what happens at an Irish wedding at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the lady singing Rattling Bog. But no, I don't like to hear any kind of noise at all when I've packed china.
Which is totally understandable.
I like it to be completely... That's gone in quite well.
Nice.
And I've weighed all the different component parts for this, and I think it came up to about 4.5 kilos, so it should be all right as under 5 kilos.
Nice.
But you never know until it's completely wrapped whether it's going to go over the limit or not. And that's not quite met in the middle, but like I say, it doesn't really matter because it's going in another box. But I don't know why, I just don't trust that seam there. So that's the teapot and the saucers done. So that's good.
Nice.
Right, cups are next, and they might be a bit more of a challenge. Hot and tired and had enough of doing this already. As I say, I normally only do 1 or 2 things at a time. And standing here and
It's a
I'm at
lot
an odd
for you.
angle. I'm starting to get backache, and
It's a lot for you, isn't it?
it is, yeah. And this new paper is kind of a bit uncontrollable. It's all the different sheets are flying off all over the place. I couldn't get the one that I got before. They didn't have that one in stock, so I had to go with what I thought was the next best thing, but it actually isn't. In fact, I don't like it at all. I'm not nearly as happy with that one as I was with the
Previous.
previous one. Right, these are going to have to sit in a little pile in the box. But these are the cups. They're kind of wide and shallow. And then once it's all done, and I've done the best that I possibly can in wrapping it, and it'll get in the post, and then I will fret for days until I see that it's been delivered and they're happy with it. I stress over things that I shouldn't stress over. Yeah, that side fits in alright, as long as the other side goes in alright.
Nice.
It should be alright. And it's just making a point of making sure that once it's in the box, there's no bits of china that can touch each other. There's always some kind of barrier in between. That's the way I do it anyway.
Sounds good.
I need more paper. Hold on a second. I thought this was actually slightly thicker than the one that I've been using, but it's
Thinner?
yeah.
Mm.
It's a bit liquidish, if you know what I mean. And I've got Echo by my feet chewing on a Kong, so if you hear some chewy things, that's what's happening there.
Yeah, it's not me.
Well, no, you're holding the camera, not chewing. Right, I think what I'm going to do is try and just put a piece of foam down in between those two piles.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see my scissors now, that's it. Hold on a second. Not by actually. Right, so the two piles have got a piece of foam in between
Yeah,
them,
it's a good plan.
so they can't touch each other. I can't hear any chinkling. Thing is, the table's making a noise, so I shake the boxes and then I can hear the table rattling, I think.